Welcome back everyone to Career Mode. This is episode 17, Season 2. We are in Australia for the Australian Grand Prix. And now, we're officially in Season 2. Season 2 begins here. After a resounding 2 people said to continue on the series, I decided, yes, I will continue on this series. I was tempted to pick a different team, but there were no good contract offers by the end of the season, and I just decided, instead of restarting the career mode, just stay with McLaren. And another suggestion I had from one of the 2 people who said to continue on this career mode was to change it up to 50% races, which means now that career mode episodes could be longer, but they could be the same length. But yeah, 50% races is going to make it a bit more entertaining. Means more racing, means potentially more overtakes, means more action. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this now, this new season, because considering we came 3rd last year and we only spent half of the season inside the McLaren car, I think this year we're in for a good run in of potentially even winning the Drivers' Championship. We just got to have a good season. And we're starting off here in Melbourne. This is of course the first race that I had in Season 1 back at the Toro Rosso. We came home in 5th position in it through some luck, I would say. But now we're gonna try again on Season 2. Let's see what we can do. We're coming across the line right now. We're up on everyone in the final sector. Look at me being a bit cocky here, weaving back and forth. And that cockiness was my downfall, as you can see. I finished in 7th. Take a look at the background here. Okay, this is weird because I can't even... There goes a Red Bull. But yeah, we're in 7th. We just about qualified our teammate Jenson Button. There go 2 cars at the back. There goes another one. Yeah, I don't know what happened there with the AI, but 7th place to start off Season 2. I'm alright with that. I mean, we've out-qualified our teammate to start off the year, and I think it's looking like a good start anyway. If we look at the standings, Rosberg went on pole from Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo, Alonso, Massa, Softcheese, Button, Bottas, Perez, Hulkenberg, Raikkonen, Kvyat, Verne, Suttil, Gutierrez, Grosjean, Maldonado, Kobayashi, Ericsson, Bianchi, and Chilton in last place. So here we go, Season 2, we're lining up for it. We're going to the grid now. Let's hope that we can get off to a better start maybe than what we got off to in Season 1. But I don't know, because Melbourne, in that last sector especially, I'm awful at, so I don't know if I can get the speed down in time to potentially even catch up with these guys. I don't know, we're going to see what happens though. There's a running high, Mercedes lock out the 1st row, Red Bull lock out the 2nd row, McLaren locks out the 4th row, but here we go, we're about to go to the 5 red lights. Start off Season 2. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights on, away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. And we get off to a rather bad start. As you can see, we're kind of going through everyone, but look at this, just so close to hitting Ricciardo, but we were able to squeeze around to the inside. Hamilton got off to an awful start. He's down in 5th, we're up into 4th. Hamilton trying to use our slipstream, but we're going to try and hold off on him. Ricciardo now looking for a move on Vettel. He's veered out to the outside. This is our chance. We sneak up on the inside of Ricciardo, and now we're up into 3rd place. The reigning world champion Nico Rosberg in 1st, the former world champion Vettel in 2nd, and now we're in 3rd. 3 different cars lock out the podium position so far. This is a good start for us. 29 laps we've got to sit through now. This will not be an easy Grand Prix. We're going to have to conserve our fuel a lot more through this, because as you saw, if you saw that, we're at optimal fuel, so we're going to have to save our fuel for a few laps. And cutting already all the way to lap 8, we were just holding on to 3rd place successfully. Vettel and Rosberg were driving away because our tyres were beginning to die significantly. I mean, there's Vettel leaving the pits. There he goes, just as we're getting into the pits. That's how big of a lead he got on us, now putting on the prime tyres. This is our longest stint. This is our first of 2 stops. Yeah, we now have to make 2 stops in this career mode. This will be an interesting one. But I think Vettel was about, I want to say like 8 or 9 seconds ahead of me heading into the pit stops. He's not that far ahead of me right now. I mean, he still is a bit ahead. Like, he's going around the 2nd turn. We've just come, he's out to the 2nd turn. But we've certainly closed up to him on that pit stop window. But now we've got to go on to the slower tyres, but we're going to provide more grip. Anyway, here we go, end of lap 9. Now we're going to come down the back straight. People are leaving the pits. We put it up into rich fuel mixture. Where are we going to come out? We come out back in 3rd place with Ricciardo behind us. So now we're just going to try and hold on in this stint, make sure that we can keep these tyres going and keep our gap to Ricciardo behind us. And apparently here on lap 16 we haven't done a good job of that. Ricciardo right behind us. Now look at the speed they get out of the last turn. I just can't do what the AI do for that last turn. Ricciardo's got the DRS on us. He's got the better engine right now because he's using the DRS to his advantage. We make contact there because he brakes early. I didn't want to get a penalty, so I gave the position back to him. He goes a bit out on the grass, but he's going to get DRS to the second section, meaning that any chance of catching him now is just going to be impossible. So now we've just got to try and stay behind Ricciardo. He's trying to dive bomb maneuver down the inside. As you can see, I think he's gone for another set of option tyres while we're on the primes, so he's on the faster tyre. Meaning that in a few laps Ricciardo will just be gone from us. He will drive away and we won't be able to catch him. As you can see, he's already pulled out 0.6 of a second to us here on lap 7, the first sector of lap 17. And I've left this entire lap unedited because this was a bit of a weird lap. Look at this, Ricciardo is just driving away. I can't catch him. His tyres are a little bit more fresh than mine, but bearing in mind mine is supposed to go longer, but his are just faster. As you can see through the second sector, he's just driving away. Alonso now trying to come up our inside for 5th position. He's done so 4th position, sorry, he's done so successfully. When he puts on the brakes early and heading through the chicane, we're able to take 4th place back. He put on the brakes so early that Hamilton was able to overtake him for 5th place. But look at this, meanwhile, our little battle. Look at how far Ricciardo's got ahead in just a lap. I think that shows my pace on these tyres compared to the AI. They just have significantly better pacing. And look at this, we go right on the gravel there, into the gravel trap, and got a bit of our tyre on this, and now it's going to be very cold, locking up a lot. I think Ricciardo just dived into the pits. Yes, he did. So he was able to overtake us on his last lap of tyres. As he goes in now to pit, we're going to come out in 3rd place. Oh, we're going to come out in 2nd place. Rosberg also went into the pits. Hamilton now behind us in 3rd. Vettel leads the race. We're out in 2nd place now until lap 20, our pit stop. Hamilton still right behind us. These tyres are beginning to wear out again. I think that wasn't Vettel, by the way. That was a Mercia ahead of us there, back marker. Hamilton's going to come up behind us. Well, actually, Hamilton's going to be behind us heading into these pits, but the question is, will he be ahead of us when we come out? As you can see, he's got the earlier pit window than us, so it's going to be a close one. We're going to go for another set of prime tyres. We're going to try and use it up to the end. We've got the fuel needed, and we're ahead of Hamilton by a little bit more than what we were before, which is good. But we made a bit of a mistake. Our pit stop hasn't been that good, and as you can see, instead of coming out in 3rd like I would have liked to, or 4th, we've come out in 7th place, which isn't that good here as we go on to lap 21 of 29, 9 laps to go. Button ahead of us, my teammate, you can see him down that straight there. We were just constantly gaining on him bit by bit. Lap 26, now we're right behind him. We're going to look for an overtaking maneuver on him in the same corner that we overtook him at last year. Here we go, we're lining up the overtake on him. This time, it's down the inside. A little bit of a dive bomb, making sure that I don't shove him off the track and he stays ahead of Hamilton, meaning he's in 6th place. We're up into 5th as a back marker ahead of us, and for the next few laps I just tried to get on Alonso, tried to slim down that gap of 7.8, but somehow Alonso gained 2 seconds on me in the next lap, and then just going from there was just impossible to try and cut down the gap. Vettel won the Grand Prix, so a good start for Red Bull in this season. Alonso, we tried gaining on him, but we weren't going to be able to overtake him. He comes on in 5th. We, however, with a bit of a successful race, much like last year, come home in 5th position. 2 5th positions in a row here at McLaren. Well, not McLaren, at Australia, so I'm happy with that bit of consistency, beating our teammate again. And as you can see, Vettel, look how long, 45 minutes this race was. Yeah, it's about double the length, and well, it is 25% more than a 25% race. Anyway, Vettel won from Rosberg, Ricciardo, Alonso, Soft Cheese, Button, Bottas, Hamilton, Kvyat and Grosjean somehow scored points. Massa, Hulkenberg, actually Kvyat has my car from last year, which I did a bit of OPing on, so maybe that didn't sound right. Anyway, Hulkenberg, Raikkonen, Perez, Gutierrez, Maldonado, Vern, Suttel, Kobayashi, Chilton, Ericsson, and Bianchi. All the cars finished, and as you can see, I actually lapped some cars. It was very happy. The Drivers' Championship is going to be exactly the same as what you just saw, and in the Constructors' Championship, we're in 3rd, and Red Bull are in the lead so far in 1st. For some reason, my guys aren't happy. I'm happy with the 5th position. But anyway, that is the first episode of Season 2 done and dusted. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you on Thursday for Malaysia. Take care, guys, and ta-ra!